Put the work in. Hey, put the work in. Put the work in. Yeah.
What's up, beautiful people? I'm Erin, and this is Erin On Demand. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I went from a YouTuber, which I still am, to a full-time business owner. So I'm going to walk you guys through steps to making that transition from a personal brand into a fully functioning business. Now, I want to give a quick disclaimer that this is not how to be an influencer. There are a lot of videos about how to get paid from YouTube and how to monetize, but this is slightly different. I'm going to share with you guys how to take your personal brand and actually build a business out of it. Now, this is not to get confused with creating a profitable personal brand, which would be considered in my books more of influencing. So, you know, you're making money off of your personal brand through brand deals or content partnerships or ad revenue. That is not what I am going to be talking about in this video. I'm talking about how to create your own product or your own service, your own business out of your brand. Now, as for me, this is just my personal opinion and my personal business outlook, is that I didn't feel that influencer marketing and ads revenue only were enough for me to feel like I had created a sustainable business. Now, there are some people who have, who feel totally comfortable with that being their main sources of income. For me, I knew always that I wanted to have my own something, my own products, whether those be digital or physical or both, my own services that I offer. So, it really depends on what you are looking to get out of your YouTube channel or your social media or your creativity in general. This is not me trying to tell you what to do. This is me just trying to shed some light on the fact that there is more to using your brand to create a business than influencing, okay? If you're new here, I started my channel at the end of 2018, and I actually already had a business. I was more so freelancing at that point, but I would consider myself to have been an entrepreneur, kind of trying to get a feel for what entrepreneurship was. I was in the very, very, very premature stages of building a business and a brand. And I all of a sudden woke up one day and I just knew that I wanted to get back on camera. I have a history in television news. My degree is in broadcast journalism, so I wanted to get back on screen. Now, at the time, I was also doing like small business marketing for businesses around Metro Detroit, trying to help them grow their online presence. I was doing videos for them that I called so-mercials, which were social media commercials. And that was like how I was starting to get my feet wet with entrepreneurship. Now, once I started my YouTube channel, I realized that what I was doing was not necessarily aligning with my it wasn't necessarily aligning with my content. And so I was creating content about my journey through entrepreneurship and stuff, but people didn't really care about the service that I was offering. Like, no one was asking me if they could really fly in. I had one person fly in from somewhere to come and let me shoot a video for her from YouTube. But other than that, most people were asking me questions about building their brand and starting their social media and how do they tell their story better. And that's kind of when the light bulb sparked that I needed to take my business a bit more seriously and in a different direction. So the first step in transitioning from a creator only or a YouTuber only into a full-time entrepreneur is building brand awareness. Now, if you haven't seen my past video on brand versus business and what the difference is, I highly recommend you go watch that now because it kind of sets the stage. I don't use brand and business interchangeably, so I want you to check that out so that you have the correct information. So In the first step is building brand awareness. This is me wanting people to get to know me wanting to share information with people that I've been learning throughout my journey as I'm like trying to start this business. This is me interacting with my audience, just kind of like scoping the scene, you know, like kind of becoming aware of my surroundings as it pertains to YouTube. So in the beginning, I really wanted to be intentional about taking time to let my channel grow organically. It was more about me practicing being consistent with something and really taking YouTube seriously. So building brand awareness of your channel and setting a goal that will help you set the intention for how you want this channel to go is really, really important. So again, when I'm building this brand awareness, this is when I'm figuring out what kind of content is working, what kind of content isn't working, what time of day does it feel like I'm getting more engagement, what types of thumbnails are people clicking on more, when are people leaving more comments, what are they saying in the comments, when we have, you know, dialogue in the comments, what is their response to me, what kind of videos are they looking forward to the most, when I do vlogs, what are they saying, like what parts resonate with them the most. So this is like my research phase, or this was my research phase in just really getting to know my audience and for them to get to know me. Now this phase and like me being so intentional about building the brand awareness, engaging with my audience, and most importantly building a community is where the first business started. So I won't say the first business, but this is where like the bread and butter of Erin On Demand was born. I was getting so many comments and questions and DMs of you guys messaging saying things like, oh my gosh, like I wish I had your support system. Things that they were saying when I was vlogging and they would see my mom pop in or Cameron. And then on the flip side, there were a lot of people saying like, well, how can you help me build my brand? How can I get to 1,000 subscribers this fast as well? So people were asking me questions that, you know, it was like I wasn't giving them enough in YouTube. Like they kept wanting more and more and more information from me. And so that's when I'm like, okay, people need community, people need more information. I'm gonna start a membership club. So that was when I decided to start my eBrand Club, which is for entrepreneurs and content creators looking to get more in-depth information and resources on how to build strong brands and businesses. So we talk about everything from managing finances, we have guest speakers in, we talk about building on social media, but also like making sure your business has a strong foundation. We have had speakers like the Budgetnista just came in. We've had Maddie James has spoken. My sister Corey has spoken on copywriting. We've had attorneys speak. I mean, it's just been super, it's such a wealth of information in there. And that was my first step in saying like, that's why it's important to listen to my audience and to really take my time and understand their needs. So we started the membership club about probably like 8 months after I had started my channel, and it started growing. Now my audience wasn't enormous at that time, but when I launched the club, I had about 20,000 subscribers, if that, and you know, 43 people signed up on the day of, but within the first 6 to 8 months, we had over 500 people in the membership club, which was insane. So that's where I started to spread my wings, giving my audience more exclusive, more in-depth information, interacting with them more accessibility to me than necessarily like my YouTube comments. So that is the first leg of my business that I developed organically from my YouTube channel. So the third thing that I did was really just being myself and finding as many points of connection as possible, and then assessing what are the strongest points of connection. So here's an example. When it comes to me being myself, I was able to really expand on that with using vlogs. So I did one vlog, and it resonated with you guys so much, my very first vlog, that I ended up adding that into my content strategy. And I realized that building this brand was more than just giving information so you guys could join the club, or giving information so you guys could apply it yourselves in your own way. But it was about connection, and it was more about like you guys seeing me put on lipstick and asking me what color it was, and like you guys seeing me wake up in the morning and like open the blinds and still have my hair wrapped, and how that makes you feel. And so I noticed that like as these connection points started to become stronger, I was more comfortable sharing more of myself, which made you guys more comfortable with sharing more of yourselves. So I ended up in my very first vlog actually sharing that I did the top 3 method, which was me writing 3 things down every day, and trying to get those 3 things done. So in the vlog, the whole premise was, okay, I'm gonna start the day, I'm gonna write my top 3 things, and then I'm gonna show you guys like me doing those things throughout the middle of the vlog, and then me checking everything off at the end of the vlog. So you guys, like, when I tell y'all, my audience, when I tell y'all, like, I started getting so many tags of people saying, oh, I'm doing the top 3 method, I learned this from Erin On Demand. Oh, I'm doing, like, tagging me, going to buy the same whiteboards, all the things. And if you've been following me for a while, you know this story. Like, I've told it 1,000 times, but it really was an organic process. And me writing those down and telling you guys, like, I have tried every type of planner under the sun, and this is really one of the only things that works for me on a day-to-day basis to getting things done. I am a retired procrastinator. Like, I used to take forever to complete tasks. I still have remnants of that though, but I mean, for the most part, like, the top 3 method has allowed me to simply be more productive. And then we were like, okay, there's a demand for this, so let's create a product. Let's create a top 3 notebook. And this also just shows you how psychological marketing is, how psychological, how much connection really drives sales. And for me, when it came to creating this product, I had no idea how many people were going to want it, how many people were going to buy it. But we had such an amazing launch for this product, and it really all derived from me being on YouTube, vlogging, writing these on my board, and you know, it evolved so much from that into an entire product. So that is the third tip, is to be yourself, but be searching for those points of connection, as well as repeating. Like, the reason why it worked was because I didn't just do the top 3 method that one time. Once I realized, like, this is a point of connection, like, I kept doing it. So keep your eyes peeled for things like that. So the next thing I did was focused on expansion, and by that I meant scaling. At a certain point, it's like your channel kind of starts to run itself, and you kind of just have a system when it comes to running a channel. Maybe you batch your content in certain content blocks, or you vlog on certain days. Maybe you have now elevated to have an editor. If you have, you know, developed your channel to a point where you're now leaning more into the business side of things. So that's pretty much what happened to me. Like, I had to hire an editor. And I had to really learn how to delegate things if I wanted this channel to shift, not the actual channel to shift, but if I wanted things to expand into more than just my channel, and brand deals and ads and things like that. That for me, it's like a lot of it doesn't feel completely natural anyway. So I always have wanted to be able to turn things down if I genuinely don't want them. I don't want to have to need, you know, brand deals, for lack of better words. So my goal was, okay, how can I begin to expand this, to scale this, and to really like make this run like a true business? What scaling really means is being able to grow your business exponentially, so your revenue is exponentially growing without your expenses exponentially growing. So your expenses might grow quite a bit while you're scaling, but once your business really starts to scale, you won't necessarily need more, like it won't take exponentially more resources to sustain the exponential growth. So if a business model requires direct time, so for example, one-on-one coaching, that is not the most scalable business model, just because you have to spend direct time in exchange for that money. And even if you raise your price from $1,000 to $10,000, then to $100,000 or whatever, it's still a cap at how much time you actually have to do that service. So something that's scalable, like for me, having a product is a scalable thing because we can get in multiple stores, tons of stores. We can also have a course to scale the business. So with knowing what scaling is, one thing to ask yourself is, are any of my streams of income scalable? And a really great type of scalable product are digital products, because yes, upfront they take time to create, but they have an infinite amount of revenue that they can produce. So for me, that is my upcoming course. And this is kind of where I'm at with my business. I never want you guys to think that I've just made it, because there's always room to grow and expand and to really scale and keep growing it. So at this point in Erin On Demand, we are scaling, and that means like we're hiring people on, and we are really trying to master these systems. We are trying to master the product side of things and making sure that our product supply chain is working. We're also working on a course. This is a big way we're looking to scale this year, is having a insanely great premium level course that is kind of like my one ticket course. Like, I don't want to have a whole bunch of courses. This course has almost everything that I know in it. And so we wanted to make something so special that could basically live forever and can really help to scale the business, so that we can continue to grow other legs of the business. So my course is called the Creator to CEO course, and it is for influencers and content creators who want to take their brand beyond themselves and really create a full-time, full-functioning business. So in this course, I'm breaking down all of these streams of income that I just shared with you guys, and all the legs of my business, and how you can implement them into your business model while still maintaining your creativity. Because really, y'all, the creativity is the secret sauce. And ultimately, no one can really tell you what the best business idea is, or how to, even think in an entrepreneurial way. But there are tools and resources that I am so excited to share with you guys that have helped me develop these skills as I'm still learning as an entrepreneur. And then the last step is when you are going from a full-time content creator and expanding into a full-time entrepreneur with your own product or service, is marketing. Marketing your business on your channel or on your platforms without being too salesy. This is not as easy as it sounds, and it's definitely something that you do have to master as you have businesses and expand your brand into a full business that may have multiple products or services or offerings that you are trying to pitch to your audience. Because at the end of the day, no one wants to constantly be pitched to, and no one wants to constantly have to do so many calls to action. And it's like, well, how the heck am I supposed to tell them about this without seeming too pushy? So I'm actually going to be doing a whole nother video on that, how to seamlessly infuse your business into your content without being too pushy or salesy. Because y'all, don't nobody like that. And really, the day of pushing sales is over. So I'm going to be breaking all of that down. And I just want y'all to know, I don't know if you noticed, but I just shared with you through telling my story and through providing information, a lot of the things in my business that you can be a part of. So I want you to kind of also take note of what I just did, because I just did what I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to do in the next video. So if you're interested in that, make sure you tune into the next video. Also, if you're interested in joining the course waitlist, you are welcome to do that as well. I'll leave all the information in the description box. Y'all, if this was your jam, make sure you join the fam, all right? I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.